I told you I'd be back. Okay, now that I'm here and I'm back, I wanted to do a really quick review. Well, I'm not gonna say quick because it's still like only 12 seconds and I don't know how long it's gonna be, so I'm not gonna say quick. We all know I like to talk a lot, okay? This review is on the bareMinerals matte formula, and I'm shade medium tan for all of you wondering. Equivalent to MAC is like between an NC42 and NC40 and NC42 in my opinion. This blends with me perfectly, but I used to use the original formula and I don't use it anymore because it worked for my face for a while, and then after a while it just didn't do anything anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't need a lot of coverage, but I wanted to do something. I'm looking for something with, you know, blending properties, like something that blends well into my skin and it doesn't look like I'm wearing makeup. And after a while, the original formula started really looking like I was wearing makeup. Like, it's different when I'm wearing makeup and, you know, I got eyeshadow on and shit like that, but when you can tell that someone's wearing like powder on her face or she's got foundation on, it's just not cute, not in my opinion anyways, or that's not how I want to look. And I always get complimented on my skin and my complexion, and I was just getting tired of it not matching very well, or like, not that it wasn't matching, but it just wasn't blending like I wanted it to. The old formula has some properties in it, or some chemicals or some minerals, whatever, in it that are different than this one. These are missing, I think, maybe 2 or 3 of the chemicals that the original formula has. I don't know what they're called. I didn't do my research, but I do know that this formula is better. In my opinion, the pros are the fact that it blends well. It does, like, it matches my skin well. I can't say it blends well, but okay, not that it blends well, but it matches your skin tone very well, if that makes any sense. Like, it's not that it blends, and I think that's a con to me. I'll get to that later. But I think it matches my skin very well. Like, the color looks a little warm, but it does match me very, very well. Second pro is it has this cool little click sifter in it that the old formula didn't have, which makes it easy to kind of take it with you if you're the type that likes to touch up. I don't tend to do that a lot. Cool for you women who like to take your foundation with you. I know it's kind of bulky and you may not want to take this big ass fucking thing with you in your purse, but some girls really will. And if you're the type to do that, you can do it with this one because you can lock it. So you can lock it and open it, and lock it, open it, whatever, and you can sift out however much you need, and you don't end up like missing out on hella product. I know that with my old formula, with the old casing and packaging, that shit would be all over the fucking place. And that's another reason why I stopped using mineral foundation, because I just got sick of how messy it was. I'm not very good at keeping powders, like loose powders, in their cases. So it was an even worse situation for me. Now that it has this cute little click thing, I seriously wish almost every loose powder came with that now. Like my Makeup Forever HD, I wish that came with one, because this shit goes everywhere. It goes everywhere. I love it. I love it to death though. Since I love it that much, I keep using it. But I swear to God, I make a mess every time I use it. It's terrible. Third pro, it really does control your oil. If you girls love mineral foundation, but you produce a lot of oil, if you got oily skin, I think this is a good product for you. In my personal opinion. Again, I feel that this definitely controls the oil in my T-zone. Not controls, but, you know, like, it doesn't produce more oil in my T-zone area, because this is where I get oily. I'm not oily right now. If you guys are wondering why I'm shimmery, it's because of the powder and the blush that I put on. It's not because my skin is oily right now. Yeah, it's not oily. But when I did use this for about, I would say, like 3 days worth, it worked really good with that, with the whole oil shine control stuff. The old formula produced more oil for me, and I hated it. That's another reason why I don't like the old formula, and I stopped using it. I still can't find the right brush for it. That's another thing I don't like. I'll get to that in a second again too. So if you girls want something that you can stick to constantly, you know, like on an everyday thing, I think this is good for you. I think this is good as an everyday foundation. especially if you're the type that just goes to work or just goes to school. Y'all don't need to do like your fucking makeup like all out every fucking time. This definitely gives you a natural finish. So that's another pro that I like, is that it's a natural finish. It doesn't make you look like you're wearing hella makeup. It doesn't make you look like you're all powdered up. It really does even out your skin tone. It does pretty much the same things that the other formula does, where it kind of like lessens your redness. It evens out your skin tone. It reflects well in pictures. All that stuff still has that. My cons is that it just doesn't do what I want it to do. All my cons are personal, because what I want out of a powder, foundation, or anything like that is that it gives me a certain look. Like my MAC Studio Fix powder, my compact one, this really helps my skin look incredibly flawless. My skin is, I mean, like I said already, like my skin's not hella bad, so I really just need that extra oomph to kind of even out my skin tone, kind of give it like an airbrush looking finish. That's the kind of finish I like. This doesn't do that for me. It does even out your skin tone. It will do that. It evens out your skin tone and it makes you look even, and it, I wouldn't say it brightens you up, but it reflects well in pictures. This just makes it like it just blends better into my skin. So between the two, like that's why it's a con for me, is because when I compare these two, I would rather use this one. So, or I would even rather use my Mineralize, my MSF Natural. So I was just comparing it to other MAC stuff that I use, and I would just prefer to use these two over this. But it doesn't mean that's bad. That's just my preference because of the way it looks on my face. It depends on your skin type. It depends if you have big pores or not. I don't have big pores. If you do have big pores, I think this will work better for you because it'll sink in and really like buff in and minimize the look of that and make your skin look really, really smooth. I don't have that problem. So when I use this, it looks like it's kind of filling in places that I don't want it in. So I'm kind of an exception with that. These, it just dusts over my face nicely. It just kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. But basically, this is probably better for you girls with bigger pores because I don't have that problem. Another con is that I have issues finding out what fucking brush works best with it. Like, seriously? Seriously. I tried my SS182, my Kabuki. Doesn't really work. It doesn't work like how well it works with my other powders. Like, even loose powders, even glow powders, highlighters. This works wonders. Like, no matter what thing I use this for, it works wonders. But they don't get along. Like, they just don't want to be friends. I don't know what it is. It might work for some of you girls. I suggest you use a Kabuki, you know, with this kind of foundation. So that was the first one I grabbed out of my collection, was my Kabuki. And they just don't want to fucking be friends. So I went back to my Mineralize, or not my Mineralize, my bareMinerals brushes, which I hate. I hate them so much. I'm intending on selling them because I know that some of you girls like mineral foundation. I think they're good brushes for mineral foundation. I just personally don't like them because of the way they feel on my face. It's just a preference. Some of you girls might like them. So I tried the Flawless Face one and I tried the Handy Buki one. Neither. I even tried my new powder brush from e.l.f. Nope. So I'm SOL. If you guys can find a better brush, by all means. So my cons, I don't have a lot. Like I said, it's not a bad foundation. I don't even know if I said that, but I'm gonna say it now. It's not a bad foundation at all. It's just not what I'm looking for in a foundation. If you girls are interested in something that controls shine, that evens out your skin tone, that blends well with your skin, then that's something that I would definitely invest in this. And especially if you like mineral foundation, I think this is a really good one. I've tried all kinds of mineral foundations and I'm so over it. So it's just a preference. You know, if you girls are into mineral stuff, I think this is a good product. Otherwise,